Good evening, Commonwealth, and thanks for watching the Channel 2 News. I'm Ashley McDowell. Let's take a look at tonight's top stories. A resolution is passed by the CMI House of Representatives that will affect citizenship. Also tonight, another bill passed the House granting a loan from the Marianas Public Land Trust. And Congressman Khalili Sablan is proposing more money for the Marianas Medicaid program. In sports, the Northern Marianas enters the medal tally board at the Pacific Games. Stay with us, these stories and more are next.
The phone you want now on the best network and a plan that gives you endless data on chat, social, and music apps. Tell your Docomo Pacific rep you want now with access. Docomo Pacific, better together. Some conditions apply.
Ah, Spain. Home of the Grand Mick Extreme Bacon Burger from McDonald's. Fresh beef, applewood smoked bacon, and Gouda cheese. But to get one, you'd have to get your passport, get to the airport, squeeze into the middle seat, go through customs, get into an itty-bitty taxi, say Llévame al McDonald's más cercano, and finally order one. Or get to your neighborhood McDonald's now, because for a limited time, worldwide favorites are here. Around the world is now around the corner.
Hafa Day, Tiruwami, and good evening, Commonwealth. Today is Friday, July 12th, 2019. Up on Capitol Hill, a resolution is passed by the CNMI House of Representatives that could have an effect on the future of citizens in the CNMI.
House Joint Resolution number 21-4, a resolution that could legally change how citizens are born here in the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands.
For the CNMI, it's always been brought up as an issue about birth tourism, and it was also on a concern on the federal side. I'm sure that a lot of it has to do with the growth of the birthing tourism here in the CNMI.
The resolution stems from 902 negotiations and says, quote, to provide mutual consent to amend Article 3, Section 303 of the Covenant to establish a Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands in political union with the United States of America to limit birth tourism in the CNMI, end quote.
This House Joint Resolution came directly from the 902, or from the administration to the 902. I believe that prior to whatever they negotiated in the U.S. mainland, there were some concerns that were brought up, and the 902 had drafted a resolution to over this way, so we can see that there's perspective from the from the CNMI government that they will be, addressing that they want to actually address that. And this is nothing new. We've been trying to address it on a local level, but maybe we need to address it on the higher level.
Discussions were made in the CNMI House of Representatives, and an amendment was passed to modify the resolution, stating if a mother gives birth in the CNMI and is legally employed under a work visa here in the Commonwealth, her child can become a U.S. citizen. But if the mother is not legally working here, her child must become a citizen of where the mother is a passport holder.
Because domicile is defined so broadly, but also terms that is part of the domicile language, right? I guess is dwelling, and dwelling is technically living here, right? So the domicile is too broad. I think legally employed employees should be allowed that portion to have their child to be citizen. Because what are we gonna do? Separate them?
15 voted yes and 1 voted no. Representative Sheila Babauta.
I requested that the House Joint Resolution be sent back to committee because I I think that we don't fully understand the impact that this will have on the CNMI. Right now, we're facing so many issues, labor issues, austerity measures have been taken. And my main question was really the authority. I mean, this is regarding the 14th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution, right? And so where does our authority lie when it comes to talking about U.S. citizenship and granting it or denying it from people who visit our islands?
She says other options need to be looked at before agreeing on such a big decision that affects the future citizens of our islands.
Is this really the smartest way for us to go about it? When we're talking about U.S. citizenship here and the blue passport and what a lot of people around the world are fighting for to gain U.S. citizenship. Do we really understand the impact and the severity of the situation?
The resolution will now go to the Senate for approval, and if passed, will then head to the U.S. Congress in the mainland. Reporting for KSPN2, I'm Ashley McDowell.
House Bill 21-44 passes the House today, garnering 2/3 of the votes needed to get it to the Senate. The purpose for the legislation is to financially support the bond obligations and retirement fund settlement payments by loaning $15 million from the Marianas Public Land Trust. Last month, the loan was approved by MPLT, requesting it to be called a loan instead of a line of credit. Today, the bill was on the floor with 15 members present. The House needed 14 of the votes to get the bill passed, which they have succeeded, with one member voting no. The bill now heads to the Senate for their approval. Congressman Gregorio Khalili-Sablan has proposed for $360 million for Marianas Medicaid.
According to a release, Congressman Sablan signed off on new legislation to fund the Marianas Medicaid program over the next 6 years with $360 million. Currently, the Marianas is only receiving $7 million per year. The new legislation would do away with local match of federal dollars for the first 2 years, and after that would be at 17% match for 3 years, then a 24% match for the final year, which is better than any rate available to any other U.S. state. The extra money from the Affordable Care Act in 2010 will no longer be available after 2019. Congressman Sablan says, quote, "This is more good news for the Marianas Medicaid program and the 15,136 people who depend on Medicaid for their health insurance. The bill we have now introduced takes a different approach from past legislation that, together with this bipartisan support, gives the bill a much better chance of being enacted into law," end quote. The Energy and Commerce Committee are expected to report the bill by the end of July to the House for passage.
The Commonwealth Healthcare Corporation would like to reaffirm the public of their commitment to ensuring data security and fraud prevention. A release states the Health and Vital Statistics Office was established in 2007 with Public Law 15-50, the Vital Statistics Act, which gave authorization to HVSO to administer and maintain vital statistics throughout the CNMI. Every newborn by law must be registered with HVSO, and CHC has developed procedures that allow parents to register their children in a timely manner after birth. The release states HVSO's responsibility is to monitor, detect, and report any fraudulent activities to CHCC management, CNMI government, and federal law enforcement agencies. For more information or to request a certified birth certificate copy, contact Health and Vital Statistics Office at 236-8717. Some changes are coming in with the new RFP for operators of tour agencies to Managaha. Currently, every tourist that visits the island of Managaha has to pay a $5 landing fee. Previously on the RFP, the rangers at Managaha would submit the landing fee money to Tossie, who had used it for their company. Now, a change to the new RFP, a greater percentage of the landing fee coming in will be used on the island fixtures instead of operational expenses.
When we crafted the RFP last year, we made sure that the landing fee, whoever the new operator would be, would only be allowed to use landing fee money to repair the public areas such as the pavilions, and to make sure that the generator maintenance is kept up to date, and the sewer operating system, the RO, all of that, because one of the last things we ever want is a failed system and having to be forced to close Maniagaha for the day. And the repercussions of that in our tourism industry, I don't think will be very welcomed.
Coming up, an old feature gets a new face in this story next.
Get the phone plan you're looking for at IT&E. Stay connected with the strongest, widest, and most reliable network in the Marianas. Stream, share, play, shop, and surf the web with super fast 4G LTE data. Whether you need just a few gigabytes of data to get by, or if you want to go further with unlimited data, there's a plan for you. You'll always get the best price. Visit any IT&E store or call us to learn more. IT&E. Explore your world.
Looking for a truck that's reliable, durable, and a great value? Then drive Tacoma. Tacoma is Saipan's most popular truck. Look around. Everyone drives Tacoma. That's because 9 out of 10 Tacoma trucks sold over the last 10 years are still on the road. If you drive a truck for work or play, you need Tacoma. Good looks, rugged styling with the latest technology, and power when you need it. After all, Saipan is Tacoma territory.
Welcome back to the Channel 2 News. Lottie Stones are quite familiar to residents, but new to visitors. Here is a new feature that will be running on the Visitors Channel.
Laddie stones are the Mariana Islands' most distinctive historical and architectural artifact, left by the ancient Chamorro people, first built around 800 AD. None were built after the 1700s. Laddie stones are found on Saipan, Tinian, Rota, and Guam. Tinian has the grandest structure of all, called the House of Taga. 2 rows of 6 shafts topped with capstones, standing 13 feet tall when they stood. That was before a damaging earthquake.
It's pretty solidly agreed upon among most historians and archaeologists right now that they were pretty much used as residences for families. That's in both the written sources we have from the first people that came to visit here that said these were some of the nicest houses they had seen in all the Pacific Islands. And then also looking at the archaeology of it, you see that all the artifacts you're finding around them, pottery, food, things like that, suggest that this is stuff from people living their lives in these places and doing all of their daily activities around them.
The House of Taga captured the fascination of the first Europeans who arrived. They saw it in 1742 for the first time. It was featured in one of the earliest sketches and also in one of the first photographs from the 1880s. Laddie stones can be found in various places throughout the Marianas. Beach pavilions, called palapalas, often incorporate the Laddie stone design. Highway signs in the northern Marianas have the outline of a Laddie stone. And you may have held a drawing of a Laddie stone in your hand without even knowing it. The Laddie stone can be found on the back of a United States quarter. And if you discover one, consider yourself lucky, because it is the rarest of the U.S. quarters in the States and Territories edition.
On Guam, voices are heard against the denial of a pause of fire range construction, and a bill is passed in relation to the operation of charter schools. KUAM reports.
Hafaday Sinamay, here's what's making news on Guam. More than 200 advocates made their voices heard last night in Hagåtña, protesting against Rear Admiral Chatfield's denial of a pause on fire range construction. Here's more. Over 6 million rounds of ammunition will be exchanged at the site of the firing range.
No amount of trash cleanups and photo ops that they can do will make up for the amount of contamination.
Jessica Nangata with Protehi Litexan and over 200 protectors made their voices heard at last night's demonstration in Hagåtña. They've garnered more than 14,000 signatures in support of their cause online. Shoshana is not our Sina. That's one of the many messages at tonight's protest, where organizers say the Rear Admiral's response to the MAGA Haga is unacceptable. Advocates showed up in full force holding signs sharing a unified message: protect the Chamorro people.
We want our governor to speak up, and we want her to have a stronger voice and not just say pause around the tree.
The Rear Admiral's response to the MAGA Haga's request for a pause until December heavily relies on her assertion that the fire tree is already protected. Organizers say that only scratches the surface of detrimental impact. Senator Sabina Perez locked arms and has a message for Chatfield.
With all due respect to Admiral Chatfield, I know she's going to be here for just only a short period of time. I mean, why not pause? And why have to really just ramrod this decision through?
Senators are touring the contested site on Friday and may call for a complete halt. Supporters like Tiara Napati says the military is controlling without consent.
It's more than just a one-time construction event. It's permanent destruction of the limestone forest we can't get back.
For many protectors, this isn't the end. In other news, the legislature passed a trio of bills Thursday, all related to the operation of academy charter schools. Senator Jim Moylan's bill to allow prospective charter schools to choose which option to apply for passed by a 12-2 margin. Operators can decide if they want to convert an existing GDOE facility or build a new one. Previously, the law limited the number of non-converted schools to 3 out of the 7 that are authorized. Senators also passed a pair of bills by Senator Chelena Nelson. One establishes the budgetary and organizational processes for charter schools independent of GDOE. It also sets up a separate fund for charter schools and sets tuition amounts based on the number of student enrollees multiplied by the per pupil costs. The other measure sets up requirements for accreditation and what a school must do if it's placed on probation for not achieving accreditation. Nelson's bill passed unanimously. Stay connected via our KUM mobile news app, follow us on any of the social media platforms, and sign up for our weekly email newsletter, KUM Digest. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Tomas Maglonia.
Thank you, Thomas. Coming up, the CK Bears open the SBL season with 2 on the upside. Catch KSPN Sports on the downside next.
The phone you want now on the best network and a plan that gives you endless data on chat, social, and music apps. Tell your Docomo Pacific rep you want now with access. Docomo Pacific, better together. Some conditions apply.
Welcome to the Marianas Eye Institute. Our office on Beach Road is staffed with U.S. certified eye care technicians, doctors that have received national recognition, and a friendly, professional staff that will look after you and your loved ones. With over 1,200 eyeglass frames to choose from and an in-house lab, we can make most glasses in about an hour. And we even feature a mobile clinic to bring eye care to you. Keep your eyes healthy and strong with professional eye care at the Marianas Eye Institute.
You deserve more. I know it's been hard. Come on, let's go for a ride.
Welcome to Dow Rental.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now this feels like home.
Dial Rent Elm, making lives better since 1987.
Buenas sports fans. Buenas sports fans, congratulations to the NMI men's tennis team, the first medal winners, the only medal winners for the CNMI at the Pacific Games so far. 2019 Pacific Games update. This morning, the NMI men's team took on Tahiti. Robbie Shore started with a 6-1, 6-3 victory. Colin Sinclair followed with a 6-2, 6-love win, sending the NMI to the gold medal match against Papua New Guinea. Loser will claim the silver medal. This will be the first time for the NMI to medal in the Pacific Games tennis. The NMI, by the way, only has 5 gold medals in the history of these games. Also in the women's V1 500 finals, Tahiti, Fiji, and Samoa all finished ahead of NMI's Kalea Andrew. Swimmers still have a chance to reach finals with the competition stretching through tonight. No word on golf after 3 rounds, and the athletics competition will start on Monday. A 16 Pacific Games report from Samoa.
And it's tonight at Samoa time and late this afternoon. As of news time, the NMI and Papua New Guinea are going to square off for the gold medal, and the loser, as I said, gets the silver. All right, turning to baseball, the CK Bears have picked up where they left off last year, and that's winning ball games.
Saturday morning, some people play baseball, some people fix their hair, while others sit and relax watching the national pastime. Hey, bring your own chair to Palacio's Field and umbrella, as the grandstand is only good for a suntan. A.J. Lazama just keeps whacking the leather for the CK Bears. He was a key cog in last year's title run. Down 4-1 to the Mariners. Fred Songal goes down swinging. A.J. swipes second and advances to third on the E. Jose Lazama Jr. sends a single to right, knocking in A.J. 4-2. Here come the Bears. Angel Palacio strokes a single to the opposite field. With Jose on third, a wild pitch allows him to trot home, and beware of Bears. More wildness, J.J. Lafoy draws a walk as the Mariners starter Tyrese Camacho was struggling. The Mariners defense helps him out here. Patrick Tenorio fires to Brother Tone. Back to Patrick for the tag and the out. A top play of the week nominee.
Out at home for the second out.
That cost the Bears at least 1 run because Kiku Luzama follows with a liner up the middle for a base hit and a game-tying run. Tenorio skies one to shallow left. A.J. floats back for a over-the-shoulder catch. Sayboy did not allow the Mariners to score any more runs for the rest of the game. Fireballer Nathan Camacho's dealing for the Ams wearing his Asia Pacific jersey from the World Series. Did you know a leadoff walk leads to a almost 40% chance of a run in Major League Baseball? Let's see if it works here. Rockin' fire.
There you go! There you go! That's a solid hit. Base hit for Henry.
Runners on the corners. Bears do a double steal. Virgil scores, and maybe it is more than 40% in the SBL. I think it is.
You're going to get an average of 6 pitches when he's pitching. So you just look for one. 1 out of the 6 is going to be what you want. There it is. Wow, good one.
Lead over to the center. Advancing a runner. Behind for Judging. Now. Another run score. Taking it 7. And the base is still loaded.
When Ben Flores drew yet another base on balls, Angel Palacios didn't want to go home.
Hey, where he go? He doesn't even. Hey, where's the coach?
Ball.
The CK Bears scored 12 unanswered runs to win this game 13-4, improving their record to 2-0.
To celebrate the 12th of July, we used our freedom to liberate the top plays of the week.
coming in at number 4, it's all of the 56-strong Northern Mariana Islands delegation to the 16th Pacific Games in Samoa. Coming in at number 3, Kalea Andrew beats 5 other countries to win her V1 heat. Kalea Andrew, top paddler. And coming in at number 2, it's this announcer at Civic Center.
Stolen by Adi to his dash. Number 24, good for 2, open layup. Pates, di ba remember? Stolen na naman para kay number 69, 69. Masyadong mainit-init ang laban.
And the top play of the week, men's tennis wins the first medal for the Northern Marianas at the 16th Pacific Games.
Here's the windup and the pitch.
I don't believe what I just saw.
So what are you going to do this year? At Gold's, a dedicated fitness studio with a cushioned floor is perfect for group exercise. The cardio room features a variety of treadmills, bikes, steppers, and ellipticals. Fitness machines will help you achieve your goals, and the largest free weight area on Saipan gives you comfortable space to work out. Gold's Gym team is ready to help you get to your goals. Try harder. We know you can do it.
Yeah, it was hot today. How hot? 90. The heat index 103, the low 81, 75% humidity. Tomorrow, little change. Partly cloudy, isolated showers, east winds 10 to 15 miles an hour, high 90, low 79, seas 4 to 5 feet. Sea temperature, by the way, 85. Sunrise 5:53 in the morning, a low tide 11:30 right before lunch, and then high tide at 6:33, and then sunset at 6:51.
Thank you, Bob, for that weather report. So can you tell me some more about these Laddie Stones?
Well, we're going to do another story on Monday about that, some recent developments about that, but shout out to Tone Atelig, who edited that piece.
He did a great job.
He sure did. Kind of blew me away. But then when you were watching it, and then you commented, you didn't know that Laddie Stone design was on highway signs.
I did not. I never noticed that, and I'm not sure how.
We've had a couple people
really cool.
already say, "Well,
yeah.
I didn't know. I didn't realize that."
Yeah, it's really cool. I'm actually gonna notice a little bit more now when I'm driving down the road, and I look at these little speed signs and stuff, and you can see the actual.
And I don't always look at my quarters, but every once in a while I look at the back of the quarter to see if I've got a CNMI quarter.
Yep.
Never gotten one.
No.
Never seen
I haven't either. I got one from when the ceremony was going on.
Yeah, I got a brand new one. Yeah.
But I haven't seen them out yet.
But I have not.
I've
never gotten one in change. No.
Yeah, so we'll have to still keep our eyes out for that as well. It's a really good piece. Thank you, Bob. And thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your night. Tune into
ready for the weekend?
Actually, when does the weekend start, Bob?
Right now.
Right now. Have a great night.
See ya.